There's another one you can see.
Oh, right there. What's that color? It's a nice color.
That's the older version than yours.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it looks really neat.
It looks really cool.
Welcome to another episode of History on Wheels. Today we have Toyota with us, the Toyota Camry Hybrid with the beautiful Saiee Manjrekar.
Hello.
I like how you're wearing the electric blue.
So are you, and that's because of this. The
very nicely
hybrid
done.
symbol.
We have the Camry Hybrid here. Now we're going to be talking about Camry is because the legacy of this car goes back decades.
I've had this for a year and a half and I have used it almost every day for that year and a half that I've had it. And it's been the most reliable car in the world. I think from all the cars that I've had before, this one's never broken down.
Now that's Toyota for you guys. They don't break down. You got to break them down.
Yeah.
People have tried. That's
You
not
have to
happened.
really
But
beat them down if you want to break them down, but they really don't. They don't give up.
it's a very sensible choice is because it's a hybrid and a city like Mumbai and where you stay,
100%, I think.
it makes sense. It's very economical as well.
I mean, work is almost in Andheri and Juhu every day, and I stay in the south of Bombay. So I think to go up and down every day, I was like, I need to find an environmentally and pocket-friendly car. So
It's a one-time investment.
it really is. And we were actually thinking of getting an electric car, and realized that the building doesn't have any like places to put a charging port up.
Oh.
So that's why we went for the hybrid. I honestly like this little cage thingy that's inspired from Lexus right here.
Lexus cars, yeah.
I
This
like
is a
Lexus.
reminiscent of what
Yeah.
you see on Lexus cars right now. They're more chromed out.
Yeah.
But this is that
It's really cool, no?
the fiber is a little darked out
Yeah.
to create the difference, and it's nice. And this blue logo, like you pointed out, it's only on the hybrid generation of cars that you'll get this blue color. Or that's a normal color.
Like
It's nice.
long and big this engine is. It's like
It's huge.
It's huge. It's huge.
It's
Yeah.
huge.
You take care of it
Yeah, I will.
With
I
your
promise.
life?
I cross my heart
and hope to not die.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
We have a lot of fuel. Let's go for a long journey.
I do. Thank
By
you
the
for
end.
driving it well, I guess.
But you've had this car for about a year and a half
Mm-hmm.
that you said. You mostly drive around?
I drive around the area a lot actually because all my friends live here.
Okay.
So we are the designated driver duo, like me and my cousin.
Okay.
Because like we don't drink, we don't do anything. So we're
Oh,
always.
that's good. That's very
Yeah.
responsible. People, if you're listening, she doesn't drink overall, but drinking and driving is a straight no-no. So
Don't do
that's
that,
why
people.
that's why you're a designated driver. In
Me
most,
and my cousin, yeah. So this car has mostly seen just like in and around Prabha Devi because we keep going picking everyone up and like dropping everyone. And yeah, I think it's a really fun car to drive, honestly. When I first got it, I was a little scared because I'm used to driving like small cars. I started off with like much smaller cars. And this is a really long car. Like people don't realize how long this car is.
yeah,
It's
I
an
mean,
extremely long car. So when I started off driving, I used to be a little scared because I didn't know how much space it took up on the road. And I think eventually I got a hang of it.
From the driver's perspective that I'm sitting right now, and the reason why I love Toyotas, one is they're extremely reliable.
Yeah.
Two is, yeah, they design cars in a way that every person, no matter who it is, if it's being driven or you're being driven, they're comfortable.
Comfortable, 100%.
They're comfortable.
I have to agree with that because every time I'm going for like a meeting or something and they'll ask kaun si gaadi, I'm insistent that it's supposed to be this one. I insist that it has to be this one because it's so much space behind and it's the most comfortable car to drive. It's so smooth and is the most comfortable car to kind of sit and go places. The second and the most important reason was how cost efficient it is. I swear, every time I've brought out another car to use, I spend at least triple of what I would spend on this one in a week.
The fuel, right?
Yeah.
I totally get it. So I did a journey in a hybrid once, and that was a Toyota Camry. I could not believe the mileage that I was getting.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. On the highways, quite honestly, when you're at a cruising speed, because it's primarily running on the petrol engine, it does guzzle up the fuel.
But when it's especially
in the city,
when
it's just so much better.
It's amazing. So my driver uncle was telling me the other day that like if you see this, there's like a round thingy here.
Yeah, and it's right now telling you.
Yeah. So he was telling me it's the best car to drive in Bombay.
We're running on battery right now.
Yeah, because every time it's below 50, we run on battery.
50 kilometers per hour.
Yeah. So we run on battery. So because we're stuck in traffic half the time and we're already anyways below 50, we're almost always running on battery.
And then when it drops down below 20%, I think with respect to the battery power, it starts charging. And it's got regenerative power.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So Toyota actually came up with the Camry back in I think the 80s.
Yeah.
And it was called the Celica Camry at that point.
That's right, that's right.
And funnily enough, most Toyota cars, Corolla, Camry, all of these kind of mean crown. So the Celica Camry literally meant the celestial crown. And that was kind of its first, like, how its inception of the car. And then they kind of like branched out and got Camry
the independent version of it.
That's
correct. That's correct. So Celica was one of the cars which they already had in production back then.
Yeah.
And then they felt that, you know, as per the market, because they wanted to penetrate the US markets.
Yeah.
That's when they rolled out the Celica Camry. Now these were still the narrow-bodied ones.
Yeah.
This car that you're driving,
yeah,
this is the 11th generation. Yeah. Imagine the generations that we're looking at. This 11th generation of the Camry Hybrid that we are driving right now is a wide body. That's why you spoke about the length. Those cars were fairly smaller. Like, to give you a reference of what a Vento would look like right now.
Yeah.
That's small. And they were compact, and that's what the market needed at that. And till 1990s, they also launched the wide body one, but for a longer time, they also had the narrow body Camry.
But isn't that also because Japan was taxing them heavily if they wanted bigger engines?
Yeah, but then that's what we also have that taxation system in India. Like, imagine that's the reason why a lot of manufacturers don't get out the car models out here. That's very sad. But what you're driving right now is a much more established one. So going back to those days when you spoke about your mom's car, those were the original Camrys that we got to see in India.
But
prior to that, if you see one, it's very hard to recognize one as well because
it looked different, no?
Very different, very different. It had that boxy shape.
Yeah, because when I was growing up, literally every other city I went to, like London, anywhere, for example, there was never a time where I had not seen a Camry.
Oh no, because like in India, we have these as luxury cars. If you go to markets or places like Dubai, you'll see them as cabs as well.
Yeah.
But then even Mercedes are cabs because
the
they want...
V-classes are cabs.
Exactly.
Like, very lovely.
But then, now understanding why they're used as cabs, like we can just put it out there and try to defame it. But people, the reason why they're used as cabs is because cabs have so much of running throughout.
Yeah.
The amount of mileage that they put on is just impossible numbers. And these don't break down.
I think the best kind of memory I have in this car is we were a bunch of friends driving around and we wanted to go get something to eat. And we were a lot of people. We were like 8 people. Yeah. Okay. Right here, like near 5 Gardens here. And we were like about 8 people and we had 2 cars. And none of us wanted to kind of go in the other car.
Everyone just wanted to come in the Camry.
Yeah, because we all wanted to like sit together. And so what we've done is one person is driving, there's 2 people sitting ahead, there's 3 people sitting behind and 3 people sitting down.
Down?
Yeah, and we've sat like that and we've driven around here and we've eaten and we've done like the most nonsense things in this car. I'm actually very practical when it comes to cars. I'm not the most like indulgent. Like if you'd ask me what my kind of favorite car is, I would say the Camry. Because for me, as long as a car does 4 things, I love the car. first time I took like a long trip in this car, I sat behind. I did fall asleep and
Okay.
woke up straight in Pune, but luckily, touchwood, did not get car sick. And till now, I have not gotten car sick in this car.
You are a car person. You like going around, enjoying driving around. That's nice. That's nice
Yeah,
to hear.
a lot of people think I'm not a car person because I don't enjoy like indulging in cars or like I'm not very indulgent about cars. Like I'm not somebody who'll buy a car last year and then be like, oh, I want another one. I want a better one. Like I'm not that. I'm very content with my car.